Top 5 Impressive Sandcastles. Going to the beach is one of the most enjoyable things to do during your holiday, as it offers a wide range of water-based and non-water-based activities. While the word sandcastle may conjure up images of childhood beach days with a plastic bucket and shovel, these creations are of a different order. Artists have created staggeringly elaborate copies of iconic structures and innovative, unique creations using only sand and water. Others were placed straight on the beach, while others were created in museums specialized in this particular art genre. Most took hours to construct and shape and will certainly vanish with the next high tide. Despite the structure's transience, the sculptors went to great lengths to recreate the tiniest features, from exquisite tiling to miniature window panes, staircases and moldings, constructing monochromatic masterpieces out of millions of sand granules. That's not your typical beach day. You undoubtedly remember building sandcastles on the beach as a kid, only to have them washed away by a wave hours later. But who'd have guessed that some of the world's most skilled sculptors and amateurs work tirelessly while enjoying the beach, sun, and surf? Fascinating, right? Let's look at the top 5 impressive sandcastles to know more. At number 5, we have the Sandcastle of Odisha, created by Sudarshan Patnaik. Sudarshan Patnaik was born in Marchikote Lane, Puri district, Odisha, in 1977 to a low-income family. Sudarshan Patnaik has been a creative person from a very young age. He set the Guinness World Record for building the world's largest sandcastle in Puri Beach, Odisha in February 2017, which was later broken in June 2019 by Sculpture Projects GmbH in Binz, Germany. Sudarshan Patnaik, a well-known sand artist, set a Guinness World Record by building the world's highest sandcastle at the Puri Beach, which stands at 14.84 meters. Sudarshan broke the record for the largest sandcastle, which was 45 feet and 10 inches tall and built in the U.S., according to a Guinness World Records official. Guinness World Records official Swapnil Dangarakar presented Sudarshan with a certificate for his achievement after verifying all of the sandcastle standards. Then, the castle was opened by Odisha Chief Secretary A.P. Padi, who additional Chief Secretary R. Balakrishnan joined, Puri District Collector Aravind Agrawal, and Director Tourism Nitin Banudas Jawale. We are happy after breaking the previous Guinness World Record. This achievement will encourage me to touch new milestones, Sudarshan said while being very happy about his achievement. Sudarshan and his 45 students worked on this sculpture for around 9 days. The topic of the sand sculpture was world peace. The previous Guinness World Record was held by Ted Siebert, an American artist who created a 13.97 meter high. Ted Siebert held the previous Guinness World Record, an American artist who created the 13.97 meter high sandcastle on Miami Beach in 2015. The fourth spot is covered by the sandcastle of Blokhus in Denmark. The 21.16 meter high sandcastle in Blokhus, a beach resort in the northern portion of the country, was built by a team of sculptors led by Wilfred Steiger from Holland. As a result, Denmark now has the world record for the tallest sandcastle, surpassing Germany's prior record. The most recent record-holding castle was constructed with 4,860 tons of Danish sand and is designed like a triangle to prevent it from collapsing. Because the sand contains 10% clay, it binds better. The painters also added a second coat of adhesive to the structure to ensure that it would withstand all winter. Various figures, including reminders of the devastating COVID-19 pandemic, have been fashioned into the sandcastle. Beaches, lighthouses, windsurfing, and other local characteristics have also been incorporated. Surprisingly, the highest sandcastle was constructed with 4,860 tons of sand. It is ornately carved and resembles a pyramid. The castle's creator, Dutchman Wilfred Steiger, had the world's top 30 sand sculptors assisting him during the construction process. That must have been the best teamwork ever. Sculptor Wilfred Steiger was mentioned in the media claiming that a sculpture imitating the virus was placed on top as the corona. It serves as a warning to the rest of the globe about how the coronavirus is controlling people's lives and a reminder to observe the guidelines, such as wearing masks, he said. At number 3, there is the German Sandcastle. Sand Sculpturen Festival in Binz, Rügen has finally built the world's highest sandcastle after 2 years of trying. Sculptura Projects GmbH built a castle in Binz, Germany that stood 17.65 meters tall and was completed on June 5, 2019. A new record was set for the 10th anniversary of the Sand Sculpturen Festival. There's no interior structure to hold the castle up and no water additives to keep the 11,000 tons of sand together. The sandcastle's circular base diameter is roughly 26 meters. It's so hard to believe that a worldwide group of artists built a sandcastle nearly a meter higher than the previous record holder. A similar attempt to break the record had ended in disaster. Finally, however, a group of artisans in the German resort of Binz on the Baltic Sea island of Rügen completed work on the sandcastle, shattering the previous world record of 16.68 meters. With the help of a digger and crane, the artists began constructing the castle in May of 2019 and used more than 11 tons of sand. Before sculpting the final structure of the castle, they first built a sand cone with a diameter of 27 meters at its base. Artists from the Netherlands, Russia, Hungary, Latvia, and Poland were among the ensemble. Thomas van den Dungen, a sand sculpting enthusiast who has already participated in 3 Guinness World Records attempts, including the longest sand sculpture and the most sand castles made in 1 hour, led the endeavor. Thomas claimed he'd been eyeing the record for the largest sandcastle for a while, and was finally able to beat the previous record of 16.68 meters set by Schauensland Riesen GmbH in Duisburg, Germany in September 2007. The successful construction represented a change of fortune for Thomas. His first attempt to break the world record failed 2 years ago, just as the castle was about to be completed. The castle, which is part of a local sand sculpture show, was open to visitors until November 3rd. The previous world record holder, which was built in the western city of Duisburg in 2017, was also built in Germany. The second spot has been occupied by an inspiring sandcastle called Empty. Abe Waterman won first place in 2021's Hampton Beach Sand Sculpting Classic. For his sculpture Empty, Waterman of Prince Edward Island was awarded first place and $6,000 for his work. Waterman said of the winning sculpture, "I designed it a couple of years ago. I've been putting it off because there weren't many contests last year, so I finally had the opportunity to do it." First place went to Abe Waterman of Prince Edward Island for his sculpture Empty. A face is depicted on both sides of the sculpture, with linked tears pouring from the eyes on either side. On each side there is a figure, a male holding his head in his hands on one side, and a female laying in a fetal position on the other. Waterman claimed that the sculpture was inspired by his melancholy following the split with his wife. "They are divided, but they are joined through their tears," he explained. "It's a feeling I still have now and then." The Hampton Beach Village District hosted the 3-day contest, which featured a who's who of master sand sculptures. Greg Grady organized the competition for the 21st year. At number 1, we have Jarrett's Castle located in Farmington, Connecticut. Ed Jarrett, who holds the Guinness World Record for the highest sandcastle, broke it by building a 37-foot sandcastle with the help of 1,500 volunteers. This magnificent structure was built with 1.6 million pounds of sand and took over 2,500 hours to complete. According to Guinness World Records, Jarrett's Castle at Winding Trails in Farmington was one of the world's tallest sandcastle. That must have been a lot of work, right? The official height of the record is 37 feet 10 inches, which is more than 2 inches less than the height measured by East Granby's F.A. Hesketh and Associates Inc. when the wooden forms were removed. The sandcastle spire has been reduced in height due to a bluebird that has made the top of the spire its new favorite perch. In addition to viewing the sandcastle, guests engage in Ed's Expedition, a treasure hunt in which they must locate certain things Jarrett molded into the castle design over the previous 2 weeks. Official Jarrett's Castle t-shirts and a limited edition Sandtastic soda in collaboration with Avery Soda in New Britain were also purchased, with proceeds going to the charity. Jarrett broke the Guinness World Record for the tallest sandcastle for the first time in 2003, and took bragging rights from Finland by building a sandcastle that was 29 feet 3 inches tall. In 2007, he broke his record by sculpting a castle that stood 31 feet 6 inches tall, raising more than $100,000 for charity. However, he was never satisfied, and he set out to build a castle at least 35 feet tall to earn even more money for philanthropic causes. That's all for today. If you like this video and want to see more videos like this, please consider subscribing to our channel for more.